Well, good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening, today, the 13th of the 11th, 2025, right here in London, UK. Um, I would say the greatest city in the world. Would they say that? They normally say the greatest city in the world is New York. They say New York, big city of dream, and everything in New York is all what it seems. You might get full of get out of it too much, too many people, too much. But I want to say at the same time that they always say that you can dream. New York is a place where you can dream. But I always say at the same time, wherever you are, you can dream and you can dream big. So I'll say London is a place where you can dream and you can dream big. Kingston is a place where you can dream and you can dream big. Georgetown for Guyana, yeah, Georgetown is a place where you can dream and you can dream big. What do you say? I believe a lot of it is in the perception and in the heart as well. Well, today is Thursday evening, my regular in review. Look at what are some of the top news during this week. I want to thank those who are joining me on YouTube, those who are joining me on Instagram, those who are joining me on TikTok. I think tonight they're having the awards. They're having the awards bit on TikTok tonight. Why is this showing like that? That shouldn't be showing like that on that shouldn't be showing like that. Actually, I'm looking at my Instagram, and the Instagram is showing a bit very, it's vertical. It should have been landscape, but I think StreamYard is doing something. Thank you, Ms. White. How are you? And Andreen Bonner writes, thank you. I don't understand why Instagram is doing it like that. It should have been landscape where everyone can see. But nevertheless, still, what can I say? Um, you know. But tonight, one of the things I want to talk about, and as I said, I tried to stay relevant with hello, thank you very much for joining, Belinda. Thank you for joining, Mel. True, horizontal. Yeah, it is. It is horizontal. It should have been landscape. There's a new system which they have done a new system which I haven't gotten around to it properly. But nevertheless, still, what can I say? Still, let's hope they can see Gary when Gary comes in. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to talk about Donald Trump suing BBC, and also talk about the police crime commissioners who they're planning to scrap, and also talk about Mr. Sweeney is there trying to get rid of Keir Starmer, and of course touching on Jamaica as to the latest in Jamaica in regards to the hurricane donation. And Buju Banton got slapped down by the minister when Buju Banton was saying that them thief. But Buju Banton got slapped down by the minister at the press conference earlier tonight to say that, Buju, you shouldn't have done that. You should have called me directly and speak to me about this so I can do an interview, so I can check it out. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get the ball rolling and let's start the show, okay? Wonderful. I tell you, I love that music. I love dancing to that music. Anybody like dancing to that music? I'm sure you like dancing to that music as well. I love dancing to that music. Hey, Gary, you're laughing. You like dancing to that music, to Gary?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I love that. I love it. I love it.
Okay, boy, you're showing off with me. What's that, Gary? What's that sound? You need to sort those sounds out in the mic. What's that? What's that, Gary?
I'm not. I didn't hear that. I didn't get the full sentence.
No, I'm hearing some squeaky sound, like some critters or something like that, or some little rat around there or something like that, some little mice. Yeah, you know, squeaky sounds.
No, I'm not getting. I'm not hearing anything at all.
You're not hearing anything.
I mean, it's quite clear. The only thing that I have a problem is that overhead every couple minutes or so deploying over.
Oh, every minute you get a plane. Well, it's okay. It's okay now. It's okay now. Anyway, how are you? How are you otherwise? How are you otherwise?
Yeah.
Yes. How are you, Gary? It's still not. You're not you're not hacking it properly, Gary. Yeah, Gary. Yes. No. Maybe so. Punchimella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not bad.
Gary. Okay, Gary. What I'm going to ask you to do is to wheel and come again.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. I was going to say for you
I'm
to
almost
wheel
there.
and there's a fatal sound.
I'll do that.
Yeah, there's a fatal sound there, Gary. Yeah, we try and come again. Yeah, okay, okay. We're gonna try to get Gary coming back. Of course, he's in. I think Trump is maybe interfering with the signal. I didn't say I was gonna say anything really derogatory or negative about Trump. So I don't think Trump should really actually try to have a go at us. If anything, I said I was going to speak on the Trump factor tonight, and also Max Sweeney from number 10. Uh, but yeah, let's first talk about that. Let's talk about home. First of all, home in the UK, and I don't know if persons have been watching the news in the UK. You're seeing a situation whereby um, Starmer is on the fence, or like getting a little punched up, or it happens politically, and it's a part of the whole process of being in a position of prime minister. We have seen whereby Boris Johnson got it, William Hay got it, Michael Howard got it, Margaret Thatcher got it, Theresa May got it, Rishi Sunak got it, Liz Truss got it, everybody got it. Terry, Margaret Thatcher, she left with a tear in her eye. Theresa May said, "The country that I love." You know, what I'm trying to say, everybody have something. Is it where are we talking about the days um, of the end for Keir Starmer? And being the days of the end for Keir Starmer doesn't mean to say it's the days of the end for the Labour Party for this particular period of time, because they're in government now, and all they've got to do is to um, keep that momentum going. I think what we're seeing is that the Labour Party and the members of Parliament, what they're trying to do, they're seeing down the road, and they are worried to a certain extent that if this budget debate comes and they're going to raise taxes, it's going to be going completely against the manifesto. Right? I keep saying all the while, manifestos are so crucial. When people, when persons are running for election, they go and they say the manifesto, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. All right? They carefully think it through. Right? And as far as I'm concerned, the manifesto has somewhat been breached already when they actually took away the what do you call it, the gas allowances for the elderly. We are seeing the possibility of increase in taxes, which they said they're not going to increase. And when they were asking them the question, they said, we will not, we are sticking to the manifesto. And when we saw that recent speech by the prime minister, no, by the chancellor, she actually was setting the stage as if to say, hang on a second, there could be something, because I want to do it good for the economy. So she's talking about it for the economy. But the new deputy leader, who is not a good pal of Keir Starmer, is saying that we've got to stick with the manifesto. So there have been some rumblings there. And they're actually calling Streeton, who is the deputy, not the deputy, the health secretary, calling him to question, and saying that maybe he's a part of the whole process. Good evening, Monica. And trying to do somewhat a level of something from the back. So Starmer Chief of Staff Max Sweeney saying he's not leaving the role over briefing war, BBC told. Right? Max Sweeney. So Max Sweeney is the man that they are looking at. People are saying, get rid of that guy. Do you want to be that guy? They say, do you want to be that guy? Let me see if I can show a picture of Max Sweeney. There is Max Sweeney. You can see him right coming up there. Starmer Chief of Staff, Max Sweeney. Not leaving the role over briefing war, BBC told. Right? And that's what Chief Chris Mason, Chief Political Editor, and Harley Farley of Political Correspondent is saying. Right? And if we look further down, what it is saying is that the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, was not involved directly or indirectly in briefing against cabinet ministers and will not be leaving his job, sources have told the BBC. Right? Sir Keir Starmer has faced calls to sack those who have briefed journalists. Let me see if I can get Mr. Gary back on the screen. Where is Gary? Yep. See if I can get Mr. Gary back on the scene on the chat jack. Yes, sir. How you doing? Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Yeah, we better now. Well, it will. What I do is I think when you're not speaking, what I do is maybe mute it, and I think that yeah. Ooh. Wow. Okay. We battle it through. Gary. We battle it through, because we battle it through. Can I just ask persons who are listening if it is okay? Is it should Gary go on? Should we send Gary for a swim in the beach or something like that? Because it's like a three-way. It is like a three-way conversation, Gary.
You go ahead.
Okay. Can I just ask a question? Can I just ask a question? Are you using a mic? Are you using a mic, Gary?
Yeah, I mean, I'm using the same mic I've always used, really.
Okay, I was gonna say, take off the mic. Let's remove the mic, if anything, and just use the laptop. I want to do a process of elimination. If you remove the mic, okay, he's gonna come back here. There's a process of elimination. Cut off one thing, blah blah blah. Of course, as you can hear now, you're not hearing any encumbrances or any sound because it is coming through the connections. Hashtag good afternoon over there on TikTok. Thank you for those. Yes, the whole thing now regarding the Prime Minister. Good evening. Upcoming budget, political propaganda and labor right, fighting liars and political propaganda in the labor right camp. That's what they say. Political propaganda, right? Political propaganda is going on in the upcoming budget. You see, they are all, watching, and I tell you who is on the up. Believe it or not, as I spoke to someone today, they said Kemi Badenoch is like a Rottweiler. Kemi Badenoch is actually ripping Keir Starmer to pieces, and we got to watch her. Actually, she could be the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She could be. Nothing is impossible. I remember there was a man in 2008, and he was running for the nomination to be the President of the United States of America. And a lot of people say he will never be. And he kept saying, yes, we can. Then all of a sudden, he became president. And then all of a sudden, he became president twice. Right? And it happened. And then there was another man where they say he will never be president. Tom Hanks and everybody say he'll never be president. And guess what his name was? And I'm not going to get some suck teeth now, some Eastern teeth. Donald Trump. They said he'll never be president. Never. All right? Never be president. But guess what? He's going to be president twice. He's been president twice. And according to what some are saying, they might try to find a way where he can be president thrice. You know what I'm trying to say? So as far as I'm concerned, nothing is impossible when it comes on to politics, because it is just like the new mayor of New York, Mandame. You know, he went out there, and yes, he's from Uganda, born from Uganda. Of course, he can't be president, you know. But guess what? He is. So nothing is impossible as far as I'm concerned. So yes, so they're looking at the possibility of Starmer going down, because if Rachel Reeves betray the British public, if Rachel Reeves betray the British public, if Rachel Reeves go against the manifesto, I'll implore the Brits to stand up against Labour and the plans that they have. Totally. You have to have trust in politicians. You have to have trust when someone says yes is yes and nay is nay. 1 is 1 and 2 is 2. You have to have trust. You can't come in there and start to change up things just because you can't fix it or properly. And you know what is happening? I tell you what is happening. Every opportunity they're coming to squeeze John Public, they'll do that. So therefore, with the inefficiency, the lack of effective management, then what do? They go for the people. They go for the people, and they try to squeeze the people. That's what they do. That's what politicians do. Instead of trying to be very creative with how they can raise funds or so. Gary, you're here. Gary, thank you. Fantastic. Now I hear no sound. I can see the trees behind you. And I still can hear that tweaking sound. Gary, speak. Go for it. Let me hear you. Yeah? Gary? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes? Gary? Nothing.
That's what it seems to be.
Yes. Gary, go ahead and speak. No, you.
It would seem that the
Gary, can I suggest you go ahead and speak? You go ahead and speak, and let me hear what sounds. Let me talk.
Well, the thing about it, Sale, sometimes addressing the situation here is that our internet connection here is not that good. At the best of times, even to the bandwidth, whether it is, I've always used the equipment I've used and I've received no problems like this. But I think that the internet connection in this part of the world, even though they have a great communicator such as Trump, the internet.
But can I say that I heard you very clearly? So I don't know if you want to pick up on what I've been saying and say what you have to say, because explaining a while ago that it's not working was very clear. So I don't know if you could carry on, Gary. Gary, now you're frozen. Now you're becoming like a Madame Tussauds wax museum. Is that the wax museum behind you, Gary? I used to work there many years ago in Baker Street by the wax museum. And sometimes I used to stand, after you're standing there for a long time, maybe in the Chamber of Horrors, or maybe at the Spirit of London, or maybe in the Grand Hall, and then someone will just touch you Gary's gone. Someone who just touch you, and then they will realize that you're actually not a statue. You're actually you're actually real. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for that, but we just having a conversation with Gary because he's in the States and I think he's having some technical hiccups there as well. And it was but anyhow, just to say what I said right there. The whole issue with Starmer is that it's not looking good for him, and we watch until the budget debate. The gentleman named Max Swaney has responded to calls for comments, but people who have spoken to him have told the BBC he's done absolutely nothing wrong. This is a fall guy. And they were briefing that he faced a threat from named ministers, particular streeting, right? Whenever there is smoke, do you think there's always fire? Anyone think West Streeting, the health secretary, has anything up his sleeve? It could be, and it could be not. But we watch and see. I'm going to try one more time with Gary. And thank you, God, for those joining me on Instagram. Let me try one more time with Gary. Gary, we're going to try one more time with you.
Yes.
Okay.
One more time. If it doesn't work, then
it is working. Don't worry. It. Gary, you speak, and I mute myself. Go ahead.
In regards to what? Because I don't know where you are at.
Okay. I was at the point where I was talking about where I'm sort of finishing off. I'm finishing off on the point regarding a possible coup against the prime minister, political coup, of course, and where West Streeting was being named as as someone who is behind the scene, and he was saying he's not. And also there is a chief of staff named Max Sweeney who has denied it. But what they're saying is that in light of the possible increase in taxes by the chancellor, there could be a strong possibility that Labour is going to be down and they're going to go for Starmer. And a lot of Labour MPs are worried about it. Yeah, that's it. Don't know if you heard that.
Yes, I did hear that. I'm trying to keep up to date with the news here, as far as BBC is concerned, North America and the little that they do say. But I don't really believe that West Streeting is the best individual to really take over from Starmer. I think I don't see him, I don't feel him as an individual to say I'd really want to vote for him. I don't think he's done enough for me to have confidence that he would do anything. I don't see anybody, to tell you the truth. I don't see anybody within the Labour Party now that could take over from Starmer. They're all probably the same. Who I do see, and I'll hand over back to you, Phil, who I do see as someone that is on the periphery, and I believe he will come back. I believe he will come back, and that is the mayor of Manchester,
Andy Burnham. Do you think Andy Burnham? Yeah. Yes. I think so also. And just like how Boris Johnson came in on the scene after being mayor, what they did was got him a safe seat. Someone became a fall guy, gave him a safe seat, and then he was able to. And that could happen with Andy Burnham as well. Also, I believe Angela Rayner is there in the background, even though it is too close to call because she just was sacked or stepped down because of her 40,000 bit with her house. So I think she's in the mix there at the same time. So but everything, yeah, but everything will hinge. Everything is going to hang on the budget in the next couple of weeks. Everything going to hang on the budget in the next couple of weeks.
Still, I really believe that if they go for West Streeting, Angela Rayner, and even the third individual that you named, it'll be that would be a mistake. I think you can't go for them. It would be the mistake, the biggest mistake I believe that the Labour Party will do. Yes, they must wait until the Chancellor gives her budget announcements and such. I mean, I just think that's going to be the death knell. I think that's going to be a death knell of things. If what I've read on social media, if that's what I'm seeing that she's going to do, especially with drivers and cars, man, I don't know what. I mean, the Labour Party is the biggest betrayer of this century, and it just started. I mean, I don't think I don't think the government is going to. I don't think the government is going. Oh, no, I don't think the citizens of the UK is going to forever forgive them for what they're doing, for what is being done.
That is so true, Gary. I'll just mute you again. And another point which I wanted to flag up was, and I don't know if you're really familiar with the police and crime commissioners to be scrapped in England and Wales. And ladies and gentlemen, if I give you a sort of background to the police commissioners, um, this was, let me see where I think I did scribble down somewhere. The police commissioners. Um, these are okay. They came in during the coalition. They came in during the coalition. That is when they came in, and it was under David Cameron and Nick Clegg the time. That is when they actually literally came in. And what they're saying now, they need to save a lot because I think someone sent something to me earlier about the Police and Crime Commission. Let me see. And there was a press release. If I can actually just read this bit here. Where is it again? Uh there it is. What they say is that the government has announced police and crime commissions will be scrapped. As part of this, the government says it will save the taxpayer £100 million. Speaking in Commons, Police Minister Sarah Jones says the model has failed to live up to expectations. It has not delivered what it was set up to achieve. Public understanding of engagement with our police and crime commissioners remain low. Despite efforts to raise their profile, less than a quarter of voters turn out to vote for them in 2024 elections. And 2 in 5 people are unaware PCCs even exist. The oversight powers provided by elected PCCs will be taken on by mayors when current term ends in 2028. If an area does not have a mayor, it will be taken on by council leaders. The government says the announcement is part of a major series of reform. Gary, where you are in Birmingham or Leeds, that side, uh, you got police commissioners there, yeah?
The major cities, they do have police and crime commissioners. I mean, everywhere has that.
But what's your take? What's your take about that proposal by the government to scrap it? I mean, in London they don't have it. The mayor that operates within the mayor portfolio. London doesn't have one.
Well, I think I mean, has it helped? Has it helped the cities? Has it been effective in the cities that it's been set up in? That needs to be asked. I mean, the government pulling something down, if it's been effective, let's say, if it was effective in Bristol, or if it was effective in Birmingham, um, um, then if they pull it down, obviously there's going to be a big hole in there. Yeah, there's going to be a big gap. and it could be disastrous for that city. It could be disastrous for that area. So for the government just to come in and say, well, they need to save £100 million, so we're going to dismantle a particular department because they need the money. I mean, they're they're doing worse than the Conservative Party. Honestly, they don't know what they're doing, and Reeves shouldn't be allowed to give a budget. She should be sacked. She should go immediately because obviously Starmer has no clue. He's supporting a war in Ukraine that the British people has had no reason to be in. We never called for it, but he has supported it and said that the British people, because he represents us, he's representing us when he stands in particular political areas. So for him to be where he's at, Reeves is coming in now to do whatever that she's doing and believe that she's right to raise taxes when all of them in government said that they weren't raising taxes, but they raised more taxes in the short space of time than the Conservative did in the 14 years.
I I think in a way that the way of raising cash or so with scrapping it could be a good idea at the same time, because what you do not want is another stumbling block in the way. And this is what they are saying, because the police, sometimes I speak to them, they have this bureaucratic thing. um these are police commissioners, persons who are just putting themselves policy. They're not trained in the whole aspect of police. It's not like they are a police that became the head of their bit. So in a way, I'm sort of warmed to this particular policy, um in dealing with and somehow trying to get money back, and some of that money can go into having street police officers, wardens on the street or so. So I think that is something they are looking at. And of course, whenever you have these things, you have a trial and error period. And I think the trial and error period is gone now. People don't know who these people are, Gary. You know, it is like another waste. It is like West Streeton actually said, a lot of people in the NHS are actually, he said, the NHS is not about job creation. The NHS is about the NHS. So what he's planning to do is actually make yeah, yeah. What he's doing is actually seeking to make redundant a lot of workers in the NHS as well to save money.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's up to them. I mean, they've committed the country to a lot of things that the citizens of Great Britain has not asked for. So they need to give an account, and that's not what they're doing. Really. That's not what they're doing.
Okay, okay. Well, let's move from that, and let's go on to Daddy Trump. Um, Trump is planning to sue the BBC for a million. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we're all aware of this. Somebody, even tonight, somebody sent me a video, and the video was doctored because I actually watched the full video. And the full video was Donald Trump was in Oval Office, and he was going to sign something for an amendment to Senate, something to deal with the whole what should I say, opening back the government. And at the end of the press conference, Donald Trump said, I guess your question time now. And he said something like, there's no time for question. And he said something else. And then the press team started to say to them, okay, let's go now. Let's go now. Let's leave. And then if you listen carefully, the bit which is doctored, you hear a loud voice coming over the microphone saying, Donald Trump, can you say something about Epstein or something like that? And the way how the end of it is, they said Donald Trump stopped the press conference because of that question. And I went back to the person. I said, that's actually fake. That's actually fake, because that's not what happened. They were actually ushering people. So what they did, they did a voiceover of someone asking that question, and gave the impression that Donald Trump didn't want to answer the question. Gary, that was fake, man. You know, and that's why Donald Trump is suing BBC. You know, I don't know if you let me unmute you if you can hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it. Was it yesterday when he was signing a document in relation to the opening of government because it was about 30, was it 38, 35 days government shutdown. So it was in that session that when he signed, he signed his executive order that that the government would open. As he shut it, all of that really was felt. All of that was felt. He was doing it so as to more or less change the narrative, get the spotlight off him, to put it back onto the opening of government. And it was well orchestrated because I think the 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 journalists and everybody that was there really to ask him about his role and his opinion and such. But Trump is in trouble, really. I think I think Trump is in trouble. He needs help. I don't think this is ever going to move away from him. But it was, I think it was well orchestrated, really, for him to sign his executive order to open back government for funding, and because you know, he needs to get the spotlight off him. That's what he needs to do.
So, what do you think then about the lawsuit to the BBC in regards to how they doctor the fight at November the 6th, January the 6th, 2021? Because according to what they're actually saying and what Donald Trump is saying and his people are saying, is that the BBC did doctor the whole thing, and the BBC accepted. They accepted it. They actually, the chairman says he apologized. The director general Tim Davis had to go. Deborah Turnis, she the head of news, also stepped down. And what he said is that he would like an apology in a certain terms, and of course some level of compensation. If not, he's going to sue them for £1 billion, and that is, Gary, the TV tax. That is your TV tax. That's what they're doing. Your TV tax, our TV tax. You know. Yep. Gary froze again. I know Trump don't want to speak on these things. Trump don't want to hear these things. Um, you know. Well, Gary, I think we're gonna have to say. Um, I guess we might have to say good night, Gary, because it's not coming true. We're only seeing your smiling face. Ladies and gentlemen, do you agree? Let's send Gary to go and swim in the waters in the States there as well. You know. So yeah, Trump bit there. It's going to be a very interesting one, and we watch his space as to see how that develops. But anyway, let me just go into Jamaica. Uh, and one of the important thing, and I want to actually emphasize this, that they support Jamaica. I want to say the official website, supportjamaica.gov.jm. That is the official website for persons to give donation to. And I want to say why I'm sort of staying behind this particular website, because there's a lot of GoFundMe out there, you know. And my accountant, when he saw I did the facilitators for Better Jamaica about the airfare lobby, he called me and he said, Silver, I hope you're not collecting any donation on behalf of anything or whatever like that, because he said a lot of people are going to get in trouble, especially with a lot of these donation and these GoFundMe, if they don't account for it properly. What comes in need to go out, and therefore to stay safe, just stay safe behind the official website, official support one of supportjamaica.gov.jm, or unless you're going to be with some other key ones which I support, like Lasco Chin Foundation. I support that all the best, all 100% with Professor Rosalie Hamilton, good friend of mine. I support that all the way. I support things like the GoFundMe for Stand Up for Jamaica, GoFundMe for Stand Up for Jamaica. Those are persons that I can vouch for. You know that the money is going to Jay. You know that it is going in the right way. But to be and I think what the Jamaica official support jamaica.gov.ja, I think what they have actually done as well. Let me see. They've actually added another dimension onto the website, which is really powerful. And even with the airfare lobby, which is going on, and I've been getting a lot of emails from persons who are asking me questions like they want to go to Jamaica and they want to be volunteer and so like that. So it's very easy. Just direct them to support jamaica.gov.jm. Keep it very simple. Support jamaica.gov.jm, and then they can register or whatever like that. Now, if we bring the airfares down and it go down to £500, and I'm getting to understand that there's been some shaking along the side because lots of people are signing the survey. Lots of people are tagging Virgin, tagging BA, and tagging TUI as well, which is great and which is fantastic. Yeah. But something happened today, actually. Unfortunately, I can't play the video by Butcher Banton because it has a level of expletives in it at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently, Butcher Banton, I think he sent down some donations to Jamaica also, and apparently there were some things which are missing as well. And he was very fuming, very angry, and he put out a video. Now the Minister Vaz, responded to the video, but first of all, he did send a message to Buju Banton and said, listen, you know me, you got my number, come talk to me or whatever like that. Yeah, talk. Let me investigate, and I can do it and check to see what has happened. And he said he didn't like the message because it gave that impression with things. He said of all the different donations which are happening, of all the different shiploads which are coming through, nothing, he has got any report of anything missing to that scale of what Buju Banton was actually saying or alluding to. So the minister at the press conference today, I picked it up just at the end of it. At the press conference, he actually responded and talk about the investigation that he had. And I have the video of it here. The video of it here, this is it.
Relief flights that are coming into Norman Manley and Montego Bay and Ian Fleming means that the relief efforts will continue, especially humanitarian. Let me take time out just to indicate that there was an unfortunate post yesterday by a musician indicating that there were some wrongdoings in relation to the cargo that came for relief. While I welcome all efforts and attempts for persons to help in small, medium, and large ways, fact of the matter is that we must have an accountable system. And I want to publicly state today, without fear of contradiction, that I did an overnight investigation, including cameras and including the custom broker who handled the shipment. And I want to make it very clear that the shipment left the airport intact as it came, fully wrapped, and everything that was there left the airport in the custody of the charitable organization. It went to a warehouse in Spanish Town, which the government has no involvement in whatsoever. So as far as what we did in terms of making sure that the goods that were meant for the people, the poor suffering people, were delivered. And I want to thank all of the airport staff that continue to work so tirelessly under the worst strain and pressure to make sure that we manage all of these cargo flights in a smooth and efficient manner. I am the first one to say that it's not perfect because we are now overburdened with more flights than we normally expect. However, we are doing our best, and I'm going to ask for everybody to please just do what you are doing and do so in the best interest of the people of Jamaica, and do not cause mischief or nuisance, because I will be there to defend the government as long as it is on the seaside or the port side. Absolute rubbish was posted, and I say so without fear of contradiction. And anybody who wants, come to me and I will give you the evidence. We will investigate any case and every case because we want transparency and accountability. What we don't want is mischief and nuisance, and that's what was posted last night. God bless Jamaica.
Yeah. So you heard the minister in view of the postings by Buju Banton, and that is the person that he was referring to. And somebody asked me somebody did ask me the other day, Silver, what is your take on the relief efforts by the government in Jamaica? And I honestly, I said, I have no view or no opinion on the matter because I'm not there in Jamaica. And it's very easy in a sense to criticize without evidence. And it's the reason why, and people may have their reservations in regards to the government, but you got to actually put in what should I say, accountability checks, checks and balances. And I believe there was some oversight committee which was supposed to be established with the PNP, and I believe that Philip Powell, I think they decided not to do that for some reason. I don't understand why that was the case. But it's very important that we somehow try as much as possible to work together. And the bit where the minister actually said that you know where to get me, you can contact me. It is not everybody going to be able to contact the minister. Not everybody going to have access to the minister. And I do recall one time I had an issue with a bank and I was in Jamaica. And I was really fuming. And I went on my phone and said, I'll never ever go to this bank again, blah, 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 ray. My days, I was in Orchardist, Jamaica. Within 2 minutes, my phone was ringing from the UK. My phone was ringing from Jamaica, the head office, saying, Silburn, why you say that? Blah, blah, blah. You can contact me and so like that. And I said, yeah, but what about the persons who can't contact you? So that's an issue. So, but what it seems like the whole thing with Buju Banton is maybe it is that the people that is a part of the whole process are the ones that maybe have taken the stuff, or maybe the stuff didn't come, or whatever like that. But we got to be very careful, and I would say also be very careful to actually jump on social media and to start to spew lots of things. Sometimes a lot of people, sometimes they say, I need to say this to people. I need to say this, and sometimes when they say they need to say this, maybe it is something that is for them. Maybe it is something for them that they need to deal with. It is not something for public consumption. or they will say, God is speaking to me on something and I need to actually share this. But no, it is God is speaking to you on something. That is not something for public consumption at the same time. So we got to be very careful with the tool that we have in our hand, this powerful tool which is called social media. We got to be wise, and we got to use it very strategically at the same time, because they say a tongue is like a fire, and there are words that they can describe tongue as. Tongue can be something which is very powerful. You know what I'm trying to say? Words. They always say this again. Words in settings of silver. You know, words are like apples in settings of silver. So we got to choose our words very carefully as well. And that's one of the reasons why I never um, like to share or reshare things that people send me just because it sounds good. I always like to find the author of the whole thing. I like to find who is behind the whole thing, who is the named person behind it before I share it, because I want to hold someone accountable to say XYZ said this, and this is what they say, and this is the whole thing. So that is something that I believe strongly. So um, let's be very diligent in the GoFundMe. Let's be very diligent in the donation, and let us be very careful how we go about it, because at the same time we can do more harm than good. But in closing and in finally, let's talk about the airfare. The if I'm going to show something here about the airfare. The airfare, um, what should I say? The survey has over 1,000 over one. Let me see. I'm gonna actually show you some of the things that people are actually saying. Support Jamaica Relief, support Jamaica Relief community. Da 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 da. Support Jamaica. Where is it? Where is it? Form shared with you. Okay, here it is. Yes. Here. So as you can see right here, there's 1,127 responses. Just want to show you, give you an idea. 1,127 responses. One of the first question is, are you Jamaican or a friend or supporter of Jamaica? And when I say 1,127, because we need numbers and we need authenticity, we need numbers that we can, when we write to Virgin or BA. And the number blue, it says, I'm a Jamaican, born in Jamaica, which is 32.8%. In orange, no, red, sorry, red, it is I'm a Jamaican by heritage family. And 10% is a I'm a friend supporter of Jamaica. All right. Number two is would you support this emergency relief fare campaign? And the person, and 93.5% said yes. 93.5% says yes. None says no. And somebody say in red, which is just about 6.5%, no, possibly tell me more. Possibly tell me more. And the next question, which was asked, if 500 emergency relief tickets became available, would you travel to Jamaica to support family or community efforts? Blue, which is saying, yes, I would travel. Orange is saying, no, but I'd support in other ways. 18.8% said maybe, depending on timing. How would you be willing to help? You may, and a lot of persons are saying, of the 1,127 responses, travel to Jamaica to assist. Yep, that's 918 said that. 81.5%. Donate supplies or money, 696, 61.8%. Volunteer with local organization, 712, 63%. Yeah. Share the campaign on social media, 588 said that, 52.26. Partner with community groups or media, 406 said that, 36%. Right? So any comments, and these are some of the comments that people are writing. Please help, do the right thing. Somebody said, I'm writing on behalf of the members of the Jamaican diaspora who have long supported your airline. This is what is going to be sent to Virgin and BA. They said, I'm writing on behalf of the members of the Jamaican diaspora who have long supported your airline with loyalty and pride at this time. Many of us are seeking to travel home to Jamaica to offer aid, comfort, and support our family and friends who are facing great challenges. We respectfully ask that you consider providing compassionate fare concessions or special travels. Thank you for considering. I just cut it, and thank you for considering this heartfelt request. We appreciate your continued service and hope to join. Please support this initiative. 500 tickets, that's a drop in the ocean for those big airlines at the end of the day. My heart bleeds for Jamaica. We need your help. Please consider this. Please consider this request and grant it. It is rare that every seat in a flight is filled, right? Especially offered lower rates. Yeah, please, I will pay the fare for my brother to join us. So lots of listen, person. I'm a civil servant working for the Home Office. I receive up to 5 days paid leave for volunteering per annum. I would take those days in conjunction with annual leave to go to Jamaica to assist with the relief effort. Right? Persons like those need to tap into the whole thing, which is called um on the supportjamaica.gov JM to be volunteer. So as you can see, it continues and it continues. And on TikTok, there's over 33%, over 33 thousand. Would you like to receive updates about the campaign? 90.8% said that over 1127. And of course they give their full name, and lots of their names are there. People are not afraid to put their name, and one of the reasons that because I put my name toward this to show that it's authentic as much as possible. So that's been in a very strategic way. So yeah, so the campaign is there, and you know the campaign is there, and we just carry on, and want to thank persons for being
Relief
for,
flights that are
sorry,
coming.
sorry, just want to thank people from being a part of that. Yep. So well, I just want to make a quick announcement. Actually, I just want to say something very quickly. Hopefully, very quickly, that it may be said, and then you might not hear it, but because it just happened last night. Well, I've been selected to run for the mayor of Lewisham for the 2026 election. So yes, so I'm selected to run on behalf of and I'll be running on behalf of the Conservative Party for the mayor of Lewisham. That's where I live, for the 2026 election. So therefore, I will be um, busy, and I'll be on the media as well, and hearing people, listening to people as a part of the whole political process. As I said, and something I say all the while, that wherever we are, they said in your Jerusalem, your Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the world, you must be put yourself forward to be an effective ambassador. Speak up for the issues, speak up for the people as much as you can, and I think that is so very important. So I want to thank you so much for support as much as possible. Yep, yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. And Saturday night as well, and of course my walk and talk in the morning in the park. Make sure you join it, and make sure that you walk, make sure that you exercise. And one of the things that I was saying the other day about even Jamaica, I was saying that it is so important at this time when it comes on to trauma. Is a trauma issue, and I think I heard it today in the press conference by the of minister of education. I was talking about the mental health aspect, which is so crucial. All right. So we got to be mindful of that. So we got to take care of ourselves. Right? Take care of ourselves. That is so important. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank those who are joining me on Instagram, those who joined on TikTok, those who joined on Facebook. I think something happened with Facebook with the link not so long ago. I think I saw a message came up. Those who are on YouTube, much appreciated. And I want to thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much, and have a good night. Thank you so much for your support as well. Okay? Peace out. God bless you. Bye-bye.